Let's just swim down the stairs. Whoa! So weird. Hi everyone, Monkey Work here. We're back on the Monkey Islands. New pre-release today. Pre-release 4 came out just before I started recording this. And as you look around the island, we've made a few changes. I got rid of all the ugly trees that were everywhere. I changed up our garden, kind of flattened the terrain a little bit. Removed all the chickens. All the chickens are no longer with us. We will eventually build a good chicken cooker to keep us in fresh supply of yummy chicken. But for now, all the chickens are gone. I've got tons and tons of eggs and stuff in there. I'm sure we can get them back. The sheep are still there. The cows are still there. We're going to change at least the sheep this episode. What else have I done? I went out to the swamp and found a couple of slimes. Killed a couple of the slimes and got some balls. I got some dispensers now, which we're gonna eventually use for that chicken cooker. I'm not sure if he's still in here. Yeah, there's one of the little baby slimes from when we went to kill the slimes. And I guess another big change, when we filled all this in, our mine used to be right here. Our mine is now kind of hidden away someplace kind of neat. So you come in here, you jump in. This is a weird bug. Check it out. Oh, let me just move forward a tiny bit. It still thinks I'm swimming. It's like, hey. Totally swimming here. Anyway. Oh, there we go. There's a good look. Let's just swim down the stairs. Whoa! So weird. I don't know why it does this animation. Goof up. This is the second time it's done this to me. But I've noticed it anyway. But yeah, it still thinks I'm swimming. Come over here. Or maybe there's a little bit more room. Maybe we can get a better F5 shot. Yeah, look. Still thinks I'm swimming. Just laying around. Floppity flop. Arr. Okay. If I... Really? I can't even jump out of it? Am I forever stuck swimming now? This is weird. Okay, well before I wasn't stuck in it permanently. 1 minute. And we're back. That was weird. I don't think I've seen it where it wouldn't let me get back out of it before. Anyhow, set up a branch mine down this way. Second one over here. We're down on Y11 at the moment. These are the poke holes from the old mine, actually. So we're fairly close to where we were mining before. Over here, I tidied up the spawner we had. So if we come up here, spider spawner is in there, right there. There it is. And so I just did the real basic water streams, push it down a water stream, and they all eventually float out over here. If we wait a minute, there's one. And they'll just fill up there and get some arrows. I've been emptying out the arrows and bones. And I was doing this so that I could get, mostly to get the bows for dispensers, because I want to do some other farming. Anyhow, so that's what's being done down here. And that's up and running now. And the access to and from the mine's a lot nicer. Let's come back up here to the top. May do something in here, make this a little bit nicer of an area, but we'll see. Okay, pre-release 4 has a weird bug with the swimming. That's nuts. I just had a thought. actually. So with the new water physics, I should be able to not rely on the on having to do the whatchamacallit, the lily pad trick, because slabs can be waterlogged now. So I should be able to take that out. Although I guess I don't know if I'll get the light then. That's true. Okay, so is the water still there? Yeah, the water's still there. So I should be able to do this. I lose the light. That's a pain in the butt. But, oh, speaking of the light, pumpkins in 1.13. When they grow, I'll show you here in a second. I'll finish this off. So there, now we've got water. We don't have to worry. I can break all this wheat, not have to worry about it. Pumpkins no longer have the face on them when they grow. You pick them up, and you'd think you would just take it and put I don't have any torches on me, but you just put a torch underneath it and make it a jack-o'-lantern, right? That's how we've always done it. But not anymore. Now you've got to grab a set of shears, put the pumpkin down, shear it to get the face, and then you can make it into a jack-o'-lantern. So, kind of a longer roundabout way of doing that. I need some torches. Torches in here. What else do we need today? I need some wheat, because we're going to do what I'm going to now dub Great Migration. Depending on what time of day here for where we are in the sky. We're halfway through the day. I still have the bed on me. Yep. Alright, so I've got this big long stone road that takes me all the way over to that island over there, and I've flattened it out and put some fences up so that we could. Oh, he despawned. I should have named him, but I made name tags. But yeah, so I've got some fences and stuff over there, and I'd like to take the sheep over to that area. So what I think I'm going to do is do a little bit of this, and the sheep are going to scatter everywhere. And let's see if we can get them to follow us. And how many sheep we end up floating in the water here. Come on, buddies. We're going on an adventure. Just keep walking, just keep walking. So yeah, the plan is to get a bunch of the sheep over here to the other side. And then we'll have a little bit more humane of a space to hold them. Oh, you decided to stop following me. That's actually better because you're a different color. I was going to do this with boats, but I figured it would take too long. But now that I'm doing this individually anyhow, it's kind of a pain. But just keep coming. Like your disco moves. Hey. 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 You. Yeah, come on. Right over here. welcome to your new home. Alright, and so we're just going to repeat that a few more times to, oops, I did not mean to put that down. Try to get as many of these sheep over as we can, and then once we get a bunch of sheep over, we can close up that hole and not have to worry about it anymore. So I'm going to continue doing this, and I'll be back with you in a moment. All right, so I think that's enough sheep in here that we can start breeding up again. I'm going to go back and clean up all this stuff and kill off the rest of the sheep back at the base, and I will bring you guys back when we're ready to do the next thing. So stay with me. I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. And I've removed the cobble walkway. I've killed off all the remaining sheep back on the main island. And I've started getting some stuff ready for what we're going to do for the rest of this episode. But first I want to come over and breed up the sheep a little bit and just show you that this area is, for now, well, at least for what we're going to do today, completed. So yeah, we're just going to go over here, do a quick feed to the sheep. Or maybe we will. I guess since I haven't had this area loaded, they're still not ready to be bred yet. Interesting. Okay, how about you guys? Anybody over here looking for food? No. Alright, well, forget that then. We'll have to come back over here at some point and spend some time, but yeah. We've got them separated into white and red, which is what we need for the lighthouse, and eventually we'll further split this into other colors and make smaller pens, but that'll work for now, and they're not stuck in the ground and difficult to shear, so it should be much better now. Over this way, we can back. We'll begin what is going to be our next project. And it's going to be one that I have to kind of maybe do a few different stages. I think I've got all the materials available for it. Just give me a quick moment here. Alright, so we're back over here, and yeah, sheep is all covered up. We still got the cows. Eventually we'll deal with the cows, but not today. We'll probably do a crammer style thing for the cows. Over here, though, is where the next project's going to go. It's going to be built in right here, and then I may figure out some way of enclosing it afterwards. This is all the stuff that we need, give or take. And if you haven't guessed, it's going to be a chicken cooker. We're going to get all the eggs we have in there, feed it into the system, and kill them off. I'm going to try a different design than what I've normally done. It's going to be a new one that Zoomovoid actually posted recently. That involves daylight sensors acting as the clock, which I thought sounded kind of neat. Something I haven't done before, so I figured I'd give it a shot. I'm just going to place some of this here with grass. I have a spoon on me. I do have a spoon. Let's use a spoon for this. Yes, I know it's a shovel, not a spoon, but I'm calling it a spoon. And it's my world, I'll do what I want, man. Alright. So, give me a second here just to go back and refresh myself very quickly on the tutorial. And we'll come back and start building this up. Okay, part 1. Slab on top of the hopper. Baby chickens will stand here. This dispenser spits out eggs, which are going to be loaded in via this hopper, because there will be a bunch of chickens standing on top of this. And shoot the eggs over here, which will hatch. This will all be surrounded by glass in a minute. And then above it, this will have the lava bucket in it, but I won't put that in until the very end, which will be what kills the chickens. So the next step is to, I believe, put another dispenser here, which will be what we use to load the system, put the initial eggs in. And then I just need to build up the redstone behind it, and I will be right back after again refreshing myself for a minute. And we've got the redstone done. So the idea of this one is essentially the daylight sensor here will update the observer, which will update this little circuit here, which allows the torch to burn on and off. It stays all automated. It's a little bit noisy, but it does its job. And it's nice and compact. It's really, really tiny, so we should be able to build a decent little building around this. I'm pretty sure I need to leave sky access here. I don't know if I need to leave sky access for this or not. I'm going to do some testing. Zoom did mention in the video whether the daylight sensors actually had to have sky access or not. I assume they do. But at this point, it's pretty much complete. The only thing we have to do is load eggs into this dispenser, load lava into that dispenser, and we can probably cap it off at the top, and we should be good done. So I'm going to go and grab some eggs, and I will start loading the system, and I'll be back hopefully when we have a working chicken cooker. Okay, so our chicken cooker should be built fully. We have to wait for these chickens in here to grow up. I had to move the dispenser to the other side because I didn't want to. You had two options. You could put a lever on it on the other side, just manually load them. But I figured I'd stick it over here, and the system will self-load as time goes on. So I don't have to sit here and manually manage it as the days progress. The signal fire. Just waiting for it to do it again so you can see it in operation. So just wait a minute. Should fire any second now. Come on. Don't make a liar out of me. And when it does, it automatically dispenses the eggs here into the main chamber. One thing to note is, since I have the entity cramming rule on, if you put a ladder here, you can get around the entity cramming rule. I didn't know about that, but Zuma says it's true. I believe him. I haven't tested it, but he has, so we'll go with that. Is this thing going to run again today? What's going on? I wonder if this block here I put here is going to block it. I don't know. I put some extra glass blocks around because it looked like it could have just been a graphical glitch, but it looked like the chickens' heads were poking out of certain blocks. So I thought I would add some extra glass just in case they get squeaked through. But now as I'm walking around here and this thing isn't firing, I'm starting to wonder if that glass block was too much. What else can we talk about while we wait for this? So, next plans will be cow crammer, which will be really simple. It's just going to be a chest with a hopper. The cows are sitting on top of it, and I will continue to feed them. Oh, there it goes. Okay, not sure if you guys saw that, but it just worked there a second ago. So, the glass block is not interfering. Yeah, so that's our chicken cooker. Next episode, we will try to do the cow. And we should get, given I've got 36 levels here, we should be getting an enchantment table set up. I think I've got everything I need for it, minus all the bookcases, which if we get the cow cooker set up, we can probably do that. I want to get the lighthouse a little bit taller. I explored the Nether offline, and the Nether fortress that we found was kind of a dud. There wasn't anything in it. There wasn't even any chests. It was just a series of hallways. There are a couple of blaze spawners on there that we might be able to use for something else, but nothing in the way of Nether wart or Nether wart or anything that's going to help us make potions. So unfortunately, that's not the greatest. But yeah, so if we can get an enchantment table, get some basic enchantments going, and get the protection and stuff on our gear, I'll feel more comfortable exploring another. Also want to try to see if we can get maybe an AFK fish farm done next episode as well. But my name is Monkey Work. This is the Monkey Islands. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. Take care. I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.